Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. And don't call us during the show. Call us after the show. Today is March 7th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with photo from the Cortez Journal. A 33-year-old Durango man who assaulted a police officer early Monday and fled the scene has been apprehended and arrested, according to the Durango Police Department. Durango Police Commander Ray Shoup said an officer approached a suspicious vehicle with its headlights on around 3:40 a.m. Monday near 500 East 4th Avenue in downtown Durango. The officer approached the vehicle, a black 2007 Lexus, to find a man passed out in the driver's seat. Shoup said the officer noted evidence of drug activity in the car and asked the man to get out of the vehicle. When he got out of the car, the man, identified as Gerald Garcia, immediately started fighting with the officer. The officer lost control of Garcia and he took off on foot. Durango police set up a perimeter, but they were unable to locate Garcia. Garcia, who was considered dangerous, was arrested Monday without incident and charged with second-degree assault on a peace officer, a Class 5 felony. He was also charged with resisting arrest and unlawful possession of a controlled substance. Shoup said Garcia was the only one in the car at the time of the incident. He said the officer was punched and scraped his knee in the altercation. Medical units responded, but it ultimately felt the officer did not require transport to the hospital.
From the Journal, file photo. A 25-year-old Bayfield man suspected of being involved in a shooting last month in Ignacio was killed early Tuesday in a standoff with Farmington police after he charged SWAT officers with a weapon, according to police. Ignacio Police Department Sergeant Wes Kroom said Andrew Rossi charged officers with some type of weapon and police were forced to use deadly tactics. Rossi was taken to San Juan Regional Medical Center where he was pronounced dead, Kroom said. Kroom did not have further information about the incident. He said the death of Rossi closes the investigation into the shooting in Ignacio, where a 47-year-old man was shot and injured. The man is expected to fully recover. Police have not released the name of the victim. According to a news release issued early Tuesday by the Farmington Police Department, officers responded Monday night to Motel 6 on Bloomfield Boulevard in reference to Rossi, who had a felony warrant for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Around 8:45 p.m., the San Juan County Sheriff's Office found Rossi's vehicle and confirmed he was at the motel. Farmington Police Department's SWAT and crisis negotiation teams also responded to the scene. Rossi was inside a motel room with his mother, Farmington Police said. The mother came out of the room around 10:20 p.m. and police began making announcements for Rossi to come out. About 11 p.m., police tried to contact Rossi by phone, but he would not answer. Police continued to try to call Rossi until midnight, but no contact was ever made with the 25-year-old suspect. A search warrant for the room was obtained just before 1 a.m., the news release said. SWAT team personnel entered the room and officers were able to hear movement in the ceiling where Rossi was hiding, according to the release. Officers told Rossi to come out of the ceiling, but he refused. Police began removing ceiling tiles and Rossi fell down. Once on the ground, he immediately stood up and charged officers with a knife. The release says an officer fired his duty weapon, striking the suspect. Medical aid was given to Rossi and he was taken to the hospital where he died of his injuries.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with a photo from the Cortez Journal. A Navajo filmmaker accused of sexual assault had his bail significantly reduced Monday during an advisement hearing in La Plata District Court, and police records obtained by the Durango Herald shed more light on the alleged incident that occurred last weekend. Cody Daesh, a 29-year-old from Shiprock, New Mexico, was arrested Saturday for an incident that occurred Friday night while he was in town for this year's Durango Independent Film Festival. Daesh was arrested around 6 p.m. Saturday on charges of sexual assault after police investigated an incident that occurred the night before at the Best Western Rio Grande Hotel at 400 East 2nd Avenue. Daesh's bail was originally set at $250,000. On Monday, prosecutors asked La Plata County Judge Dondi Osborne to uphold that bail amount given the severity of the charges as well as the fact Daesh had a previous domestic violence battery charge in 2013 in New Mexico. Prosecutors also pointed to the fact Daesh has no ties to Colorado and alcohol was involved in the incident. They also asked the judge to impose a protection order that would prohibit Daesh from contacting the alleged victim. The alleged victim, a 24-year-old woman, was listening in on the court hearing through a teleconference. She asked that bail remain at $250,000 to ensure her safety. Daesh's public defender, Justin Bogan, argued that Daesh poses no flight risk, saying his family has long ties to the area and live in the Four Corners, specifically Shiprock. A number of Daesh's family were present Monday in court. Bogan said Daesh has no documented problems with alcohol or mental health issues, has never been in prison, and was able to settle his previous domestic violence battery charge through a completed diversion program. Bogan said Daesh's status as a known filmmaker makes him easily recognizable. Judge Osborne decided to reduce Daesh's bail to $25,000. She also imposed a protection order for the victim, as well as a measure that Daesh cannot consume alcohol and will be regularly drug tested. It was unclear late Monday if Daesh posted bail or remained in custody. He is set to appear at 10 a.m. March 16th in court, where he's expected to face formal charges by prosecutors.
From the Journal, Bayfield resident and La Plata Electric Association board member Gwyn Unger announced this week he plans to challenge State Senator Don Coram, Republican of Montrose. Photo to the Journal. The Democrat, who turned 69 on Wednesday, plans to petition onto the primary ballot to represent District 6, which includes La Plata, Montezuma, Archuleta, San Juan, Dolores, San Miguel, Ouray, and Montrose counties. As of Tuesday, no other Democrat had entered the race. If elected, Unger said he would focus on reducing carbon emissions, increasing funding for highways and other infrastructure, equalizing insurance premiums available through Connect for Health Colorado, and funding programs to combat opioid abuse, among other priorities. Funding infrastructure is key for businesses and public funding, including gasoline taxes, and has not kept up with the need, he said. Those paying for individual insurance in Southwest Colorado through the state's health exchange pay some of the highest rates in the country, and Unger would like to see those costs equalized across the state. Quote, somebody has got to do something to try to get that under control, he said. He would like to look at requiring health insurance providers to sell plans at the same rate across the state. To cut carbon emissions, Unger would like the state to take a phased approach to the renewable energy generation standards that companies have to meet so that they could prepare to bring more renewables online by certain dates. Carbon emissions in the transportation sector are likely to reduce as electric cars become more common, Unger said. He wants to make sure the state is ready by supporting the development of charging stations, which are currently prohibitively expensive for private businesses to invest in on their own. Unger said the state should make sure there are adequate resources for residents seeking addiction treatment. He also promised to promote Southwest Colorado to businesses in an effort to recruit better jobs to the area. Unger billed himself as a candidate who can work with those from both parties as well as those from urban and rural areas to get legislation passed. It's all a question of how we do the best thing for the state of Colorado and not end up with that urban-rural split, he said. Unger graduated with a degree in electrical engineering from Rice University and worked at NASA for 2 years as part of the Space Shuttle design team. He has also owned 3 small businesses, including a software development firm. Most recently, Unger worked as a software consultant, managing large software implementations, and is currently retired. In addition to his career in business, Unger served 28 years in the U.S. Army Reserve. If elected, he plans to resign his seat on the LPEA board.
According to the Durango Herald, with a photo from the U.S. Department of Agriculture on Flickr. 3 cases of hantavirus, 2 in Farmington and 1 in Denver, have been recorded over the past month, according to a news release issued Tuesday by San Juan Basin Public Health. The virus normally infects rodents, most often deer mice in Colorado and the Four Corners, and can cause potentially fatal disease in humans through contact with rodent urine, saliva, or feces. Though it can be contracted year-round, the risk of human contact with rodents carrying hantavirus increases when warmer temperatures arrive and residents start early spring cleaning. Dried droppings or urine can be stirred up in dust, and people can contract the virus by breathing contaminated air. Hantavirus can cause severe, sometimes life-threatening illnesses, especially if not identified and treated quickly. Symptoms that occur that often occur within 2 weeks of exposure include fever, muscle aches, and fatigue. People often experience difficulty breathing, headaches, dizziness, chills, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach pain after 2 weeks. Residents are urged to inform a healthcare provider if they have been at all exposed to large amounts of rodent droppings or urine, or if they experience symptoms. San Juan Basin Public Health suggests taking these measures to avoid contracting hantavirus during spring cleaning. Wear a mask such as N95 dust masks. Open windows and doors to ventilate rooms. Spray all droppings with a bleach solution, 1 part bleach to 9 parts water, until visibly wet before vacuuming or sweeping. Hantavirus does not infect other animals such as dogs, cats, farm animals, or livestock, and it is not contagious through human-to-human contact. San Juan Basin Public Health also recommends residents wear insect repellent and appropriate clothing, protect pets from fleas and ticks, and control the presence of rodents in the home and in areas where wild animals and insects are typically active. And now, let's take a look at the weather.
Nationally, the biggest weather news is, of course, the second nor'easter to hit the East Coast, with the potential of heavy snow and rains depending on how far in off the coast you're located. From Boston at 1 to 3 inches, it continues to have more impact back west into upper New York, where they are expecting 1 to 2 feet of snow before it's all over. Along with 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts, the next 24 hours will be very challenging. Last week's nor'easter killed 9 people and had devastating effects along the coast. From Pennsylvania to Maine, travel is severely limited and thousands of flights have been canceled. The rest of the country is mostly under a high-pressure system, resulting in a warmer trend and mostly dry, with the exception of the tip of Florida and the Pacific Northwest. That weather pattern may be headed down our way over the weekend. So regionally, high pressure will build over the western United States, producing dry conditions with warmer temperatures through Friday. High temperatures will be near or above normal Wednesday through Friday. The next chance of rain and snow for eastern Utah and western Colorado will come Friday night through Saturday night, when the next Pacific storm moves through our area. The DCTV 5-day outlook shows today increasing clouds with a high near 50 degrees, west winds around 5 miles an hour. Tonight mostly cloudy with a low around 27, southeast winds around 5. Then Thursday sunny with a high near 58 degrees. East-southeast winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming west in the afternoon. Thursday night mostly clear with a low around 31, southeast winds around 5. Then Friday, partly sunny with a high near 59 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Friday night mostly cloudy with a low around 34 degrees. Then Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 57. Saturday night mostly cloudy with a low around 33. Don't get too comfy that we are enjoying dry springtime weather. Sunday, a chance of snow showers before 10 a.m. Then a chance of rain and snow showers between 10 a.m. and 11. And then a chance of rain showers after 11. Mostly cloudy with a high near 50 degrees. Sunday night, a chance of rain showers before 1 a.m. and then a slight chance of rain or snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 32. Monday, partly sunny with a high near 52 degrees. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 31. And now, back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, 2 Albuquerque city councilors are pushing to decriminalize marijuana possession in cases where a person is caught with an ounce, 28 grams, or less of marijuana, saying their proposal will free up police time and resources to focus on more serious crimes. Councilors Pat Davis and Isaac Benton planned to announce their proposal late Monday afternoon to amend Albuquerque's criminal code by making low-level pot possession and paraphernalia without a valid referral a citable offense that can come with a $25 ticket but no jail time. The proposed change, which still must go before the City Council and Mayor for approval, would add Albuquerque to a growing list of municipalities that have decriminalized possessing pot in small amounts, including Orlando and Pittsburgh. 9 states and Washington, D.C. have already legalized recreational marijuana. She added that a single arrest for marijuana possession can hinder a person's chances at securing housing or student loans. New Mexico is also among a handful of states where marijuana possession on a person's record can block his or her chances of getting approval to adopt a child, she said. Under the city's criminal code now, police can issue $50 fines to first-time offenders possessing an ounce or less of marijuana. Authorities can also decide to send the first-time offenders to jail for a maximum of 15 days, though such instances appear to be rare.
From the Durango Herald, photo credit Rick Bomer, AP File. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke says his agency should be a partner with oil and gas companies that seek to drill on public land and that long regulatory reviews with an uncertain outcome are un-American. Speaking Tuesday to a major energy industry conference, Zinke described the Trump administration's efforts to increase offshore drilling, reduce regulations, and streamline inspections of oil and gas operators. Interior should not be in business of being an adversary. We should be in the business of being a partner, Zinke said to a receptive audience that included leaders of energy companies and oil-producing countries. Zinke said the government should shorten the permitting process for energy infrastructure. It shouldn't take longer than 2 years. If you ask an investor to continuously put money on a project that is uncertain because the permit process has too much uncertainty or ambiguity, it is quite frankly un-American, he said. The Interior Department manages 500 million acres, 1/5 of the U.S. landmass, as well as the lease of offshore areas for oil drilling. 1/5 of U.S. oil production takes place on land or water that the Interior Department leases to private energy companies. Environmentalists accuse Zinke and the administration of undercutting environmental rules to help oil, gas, and coal companies. Alex Torrell, a legislative official with the League of Conservation Voters, said Tuesday that Zinke thinks our public lands are nothing more than an ATM for his industry friends. If anything is un-American, it's this administration's persistent attacks on America's public lands. In January, the Trump administration proposed to open up nearly all coastal areas to oil drilling, although Florida was dropped after the Republican governor and lawmakers objected, citing risk to the state's tourism businesses. As he has before, Zinke defended the plan, which faces fierce opposition from governors and lawmakers along the entire West Coast and much of the East Coast. Zinke said he would listen to local objections, and he noted that states have leverage if they oppose drilling in federal water off their coastlines. They would have to approve pipelines and terminals to handle the oil. You can't bring energy ashore unless you go through state water, he said. Zinke said the United States won't exhaust its resources of fossil fuels in our lifetime, but that cleaner burning natural gas will take on a bigger role. The Trump administration, he said, is pro-energy across the board, and he tried to dismiss an environmental disadvantage to burning fuels that emit carbon linked to climate change. All fuels, he said, have consequences. When solar facilities are built on public land, people can't hunt or pursue other recreation there, he said, and wind turbines probably chop up as many as 750,000 birds a year, Zinke acknowledged. However, that certainly oil and gas and coal have a consequence on carbon. Zinke began his comments with a shout-out to his boss, President Donald Trump, calling him a delightful boss before explaining Trump's goal of encouraging U.S. energy dominance. He has frequently criticized former President Barack Obama. U.S. oil production surged during Obama's tenure and has kept growing, recently surpassing 10 million barrels a day, thanks to increasing output from shale formations in Texas, North Dakota, and elsewhere.
Reported by the Durango Herald with a photo from the Herald, senators pressed former astronaut James Riley of Colorado Springs on his commitment to scientific facts Tuesday at his confirmation hearing to lead the U.S. Geological Survey. Riley, age 63, said throughout his appearance before the Committee on Energy and Natural Resources he would maintain the integrity of the agency and refuse to bow to political pressure. Science really depends on the integrity, Riley, a former geologist in the oil industry, said after the hearing. If you don't have the integrity in the data, you can't generate good policy. The senator's concerns about scientific integrity stem from the resignation of a USGS department head in December over fears the agency was lacking political integrity. Riley said he doesn't anticipate politics should interfere with his work. It doesn't have anything to do with science, Riley said. Science, as I've mentioned, is all about delivering good data. If confirmed, Riley would lead the agency responsible for monitoring earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, along with other geological occurrences, including tracking river water levels through the West. Colorado Republican Senator Cory Gardner introduced Riley at the confirmation hearing, advocating for his confirmation. Riley said he doesn't have any particular areas of concern, but needs to catch up on his understanding of the pressing issues facing the USGS.
From the Durango Herald, file photo Jerry McBride. Federal judges on Tuesday dismissed Sunnyside Gold Corporation's attempt to challenge some of the Environmental Protection Agency's listing of mines in the Superfund site north of Silverton, its own properties included. The U.S. Court of Appeals D.C. Circuit issued the decision Tuesday to deny Sunnyside's petition, which was filed by the mining company, a, quote, potentially responsible party in the Superfund cleanup in December 2016. Sunnyside had argued that of the 48 mining sites in the Upper Animas River watershed, the EPA included in the Bonita Peak Mining District Superfund site 29 had not been properly evaluated and should be removed. Sunnyside owns 2 of the 29 sites mentioned, including the Sunnyside Mine and the Mayflower Tailings. We have no objections to there being a Superfund listing, Sunnyside spokesperson Larry Perino previously said. The petition is only challenging the unlawful listing of sites that were not assessed at all under the EPA's own hazard ranking system. Perino did not immediately respond to requests for comment Tuesday afternoon. However, the U.S. Court of Appeals D.C. Circuit decision says the EPA did act lawfully and within its own protocols in the Superfund process. In determining whether the mining district around Silverton qualified for a Superfund listing, the EPA scored 19 pollution sources under the agency's hazard ranking system. Each of the sources received a high enough score that indicated pollution was bad enough to be eligible for a Superfund listing. As a result, EPA proposed the entire mining district, scored and unscored sources, should be listed. The Bonita Peak Mining District Superfund site was declared in September of 2016. Months later, Sunnyside argued the EPA was wrong to create a Superfund site that had unscored sources, claiming the EPA must score each contributing source of contamination before adding it to the broader Bonita Peak site. But the court said text of the HRS process, quote, alone is enough to refute this assertion, which says a Superfund may include multiple sources and may include the area between sources. The BPMD is a site comprised of the 19 scored sources and the areas between them, as the HRS explicitly permits, the court said. Sunnyside's mine falls into the category of an area between sources and therefore did not need to be scored. The court said Sunnyside's real concern became apparent at oral argument. It claims its mines have been fully remediated and had no part in the present pollution of the site, but it may nevertheless be required to pay for some of or all of the cleanup. Sunnyside Gold is considered the largest potentially responsible party in the district, a term the EPA uses for entities it considers financially on the hook for cleanup. The company, now owned by international mining conglomerates Kinross Gold Corporation, formed in 1985 and shuttered Silverton's last operating mine in 1991. Sunnyside has performed millions of dollars worth of cleanup projects over the years, but the vast mining network located up Cement Creek is largely recognized as contributing to the worst area of mine pollution in the drainage. An agreement with the state of Colorado to place 3 bulkheads in the 1990s to stop drainage from the Sunnyside mine released the company of its liability under the Clean Water Act, but not from responsibility from Superfund. The bulkheads are believed to have backed up mined wastewater to the point where it has caused other mines to start to discharge, specifically the Gold King mine, where the EPA triggered a blowout in August of 2015. Recently, Sunnyside released 2 reports arguing further study would be wasteful and is not required in understanding the mines around Silverton, and that the best solution would be for EPA to continue its water treatment plant near Gladstone. Sunnyside's other site, the Mayflower Tailings along the Animas River north of Silverton, is also considered a major culprit of pollution. Yet the company in its recent report claimed metal loading comes from elsewhere. The company went on to say the only potentially responsible parties in the district are the EPA, Bureau of Land Management, and the U.S. Forest Service.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of February 26th through March 4th. A county resident called stating that cows were out on County Road K. The owner was contacted and they were secured. There were several calls about barking dogs in town. The owner was contacted and the dogs were quieted. A search and rescue team was deployed at the request of the sheriff to assist a motorist that was stuck in the snow on the Dolores Norwood Road. The team reached the motorist and was able to free his vehicle. Everyone made it down safely. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. Support KSJD and the Sunflower Theater, serving your Four Corners community by donating online at ksjd.org or by calling in from March 2nd through the 9th while your favorite DJ is live on the air at 970-564-0808. 2018 Winter Warm-Up Drive Early Bird Prize Rules. That must be eligible. You must be at least 18 years of age or older to enter. This is a prize not transferable. Winter Warm-Up Grand Prize winner from KJSD will be selected from among all eligible entries collected before 6 p.m. on March 9th, 2018. Sustaining members of KSJD are automatically entered into early bird and grand prize drawings. Winner has a choice between the weekend of October 5th or 7th or October 12th or 14th, 2018 to attend the Austin City Limits Festival. The drawing will take place by 6:15 p.m. on March 9th. The winner will be notified by telephone. All the details of this are online at ksjd.org. Brew Pub and Kitchen celebrates their 5th anniversary on Saturday, March 10th. Lawn Chair Kings will play all original music from 6 to 9 p.m. They are located on West College Drive in Durango. And also in Durango this weekend, it's the 6th annual Durango Celtic Festival. It'll be Thursday, March 8th through Sunday, March 11th. Festival headliners will include award-winning Scottish bands, the Old Blind Dogs and Dime, as well as the Hydes, Ed Miller, West Wind Pipes and Drums, Kitchen Jam Band, Patrick Crossing, Fellowship of the Strings, Treckley Howe, the Next Generation Fiddlers, and more. There will be music workshops, a Stramash, concerts, sessions, a kids' Sealdil, I don't know how you pronounce that, food, drinks, and lots of family fun. Located at the Strader Theater, more information can be found online at DurangoCelticFestival.com. And all of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 970-677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on the air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.